To another episode of Barely Out of Bounds. It's your boy Rico Daddy Slick here.
How did your crew not get out there? They're playing off!
On the green, we sway with a beer in hand every day. From the tee to the hole, we're just trying to keep control. We're barely out of bounds, drinking and golfing around. A toast to the fairway we raise, for the love of the game and the haze. For the love of the game and the haze.
I don't know if about it this class. I don't know.
Hello and welcome back. Actually, I'm so sorry. Love is in the air, and me and Zane are here to give you all of this week's golf news. Where is the ball going? Where is the ball going, Zane?
Where is the ball going? We don't know. We don't know where that ball's going. That little white ball, it could be going anywhere. We just spray and pray. You know what I mean? We're like skunks out there on the golf course. We just point our tail in one direction and go, you know?
That's very true. I'm an actual super nerd.
I don't even know what that means.
It's probably best you don't. But we're here to talk golf tonight. And before we get into any big topics, you can support the show in so many ways. One of the ways is by liking and subscribing. But another very important way is to check out the merch at beerlysports.creatorspring.com. We got a lot of good stuff on there. If you're into hockey, if you're into football, if you're into golf, and you're watching this show, you can check out all our merch there. Barely Out of Bounds merch all over the store. We're going to have some new designs going up soon, so make sure when they do go up, you're ready for action and ready to buy all that beautiful stuff right there. Let's go. So, very cool stuff, Zane. So before we get into more important topics, Zane, how are you playing lately?
Oh, I thought we were going to do the what are you drinking tonight? Well,
yeah.
Glad you asked that.
What are you drinking tonight?
Glad you asked that. I'm drinking Bud Light. It's kind of where my game's at right now. I'm really sorry that I have to do this. I'm not proud of it, but it needs to happen. So I just had it in my fridge. You know, it's one of those things I got to get rid of. If I don't get rid of it, it goes bad.
It's a crime in itself to have Bud Light in your fridge to begin with.
It's from your bachelor party.
I didn't buy it.
Fair, but it needs to be drank.
You
can't waste beer.
And just like that needs to be drank, we're rocking another Jude tonight.
Hey, Jude.
There you go. 9.2% alcohol. Belgian-style triple ale from Reformation Brewery. Second week in a row I've been rocking this. It's hard to drink because it tastes like a light beer, but it like fills you up pretty quick. So it's like a heavy light beer. I don't know if that makes sense, but
yeah, so much sense. I mean, so much sense.
So Zane, your golf's not going well right now.
Yeah, I say that in jest. I played this past weekend with Cam Baker out at Horseshoe Bend. He's the assistant out there. Played with him and another college golfer, James Baker. No relation. And I just played absolute dog water. I shot 42 on the front with an 8 on number 9. And I couldn't get anything done. I didn't know where that ball was going half the time. Thought I had a feel toward the beginning of the round. Thought I had a feel kind of toward the end of the round. And I couldn't get anything going. And then I worked today with Jaron Good, a colleague of mine out there at the Golf Club of Georgia at the Cup Golf Academy. And we kind of figured something out. My right hip depth, my right hip wasn't getting back enough. And so that was getting my hands really high. So feeling that right hip kind of drop back a little bit more. That was getting the hands in the right spot, making it where I don't come over top of it, making it a lot easier. So now whenever I swing, the miss right now is just this beautiful push draw. And that's the miss. So I'm very, very happy with that. Played today, shot around even par. Didn't take the putting all too seriously. Hit some great shots in there. Had some birdies. Didn't really I had one bogey, one for real bogey. But we were just it was just me and this member there, Anthony Oliveri, who I'd love to get on the show. He's a great dude. And we just we were just hitting the ball around, having a good time out there.
Nice.
Yeah. But what about you, Zach? How's the game right now? I know we work together on your swing a little bit.
Yeah.
How's it working for you?
Tell
the folks.
I had a mental breakdown a couple days ago.
Nearly wrapped his car around the tree.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. And it was the frustrating thing is how close I felt I was before I got hurt. Like last episode, I felt really good about my game. And then I got hurt. I had to take like 4 days off where I couldn't swing a club. And then all of a sudden I can't hit a golf ball. Actually, I might have been going through it last episode. Yes, I was, because it was my name was quickly approaching an ATL.
An all-time low.
All-time low, not Atlanta.
Good band.
And so I asked Zane for help. We figured out some stuff.
Because he needed it.
Rotating too fast, hands falling way behind.
Oh, way behind you.
The fact that I have high hands makes that even worse. It turns what would be a bad miss with like a proper hand plane, a horrible miss. So instead of just being like a push, which is what it would typically be if my hands were normal, it is a snap hook, push, slice, it just everything except good. And so, I'm working on 2 things right now. So, and it's going okay. It's going okay. I'm working on number 1, getting the hands to the ball quicker or more in time with my body. And then number 2, I'm working on flattening out those hands at the top of my backswing, because since I started flattening out those hands at the top of my backswing, the miss right now for me is just a push. It's just a push. Now, I went out and played today. I didn't play incredible, but I didn't play bad. I hit every fairway, and I missed 1 green. The problem is the average proximity of the hole is probably about 56 feet, which needs to get a little bit better.
Yeah, it probably needs to get better.
But the fact that I'm hitting fairways and I'm hitting greens is definitely a positive. I did hit a couple pretty good iron shots, so I mean that's a little bit of an over-exaggeration. But I really only had 1 good look at birdie on 9 holes. But the fact that I only missed 1 green, I hit every fairway. It's looking in the right direction with a tournament coming up in under 2 weeks. So
nice.
We'll just keep grinding at it, and I think I'll be fine. You know, the big thing for me is like I can't have big misses. I don't mind not being able to put it close every time, but I can't have big misses where you're dropping shots.
I mean, that's where I was going wrong. Yeah, that's the big misses were there.
Yeah.
Sunday whenever I played. It was not good. Monday whenever I played. And so it's just one of those things where you just gotta find that thing that, that fatal flaw that causes your misses to be really, really bad. Yeah, because anybody can get incidental collision.
Yeah.
And, even bad swings. I tell this all the time to people. It's like even bad swings can produce good golf shots.
Yeah.
If the timing is there. And so you want to make sure that even when the timing ain't there, that you get that you're able to hit quality shots, because even those pros, I mean, you may not realize it. Some of them are more on top of it than others. Some of them, are more consistent than others. But even the ones that aren't as consistent, they're able to still put together a number, cobble together a round under par. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, so I shot 2 over today. I missed about a 3-foot putt, or I would have been 1 over. I missed 1 green that I didn't get up and down out of a bunker on a par 3. But other than that, I felt really good about everything. Zane's camera's gone.
That was weird. I have no idea what happened. It's like a ghost. First
Zane,
off, the stink bug just flew right there. Got that. That's why I was throwing away.
Okay.
Stink bug, because you can't squish them, otherwise they stink. So I just wrapped it up in paper and threw it
Zane,
away.
what do you think about the outfit today? Waste Management Open themed.
That's very nice. It's not the Waste Management Open.
No, I know, but I love Arizona.
Sure.
I love Arizona.
Sure.
Got the cactus hat on.
Sure.
Got the Waste Management Open hat. They've got buttes on it. I don't know if you can see the buttes.
I can't see the buttes.
I'll stand up.
But it is a butte. It is a butte.
You see the buttes now? Right here.
I see the buttes. Yeah.
Yeah. I love this. It's probably going to be the outfit I'm wearing. But I shot a video today, an update for Quest for the Open to talk about how I'm doing, and then played 5 holes. And then I didn't record anymore because my phone had died. And it's we're getting back on track, and that's what I wanted to do today. So
cool.
There you go. But now let's talk about actual good golfers.
Good golfers that's a good topic. It's a good topic.
So we had the Valspar Championship playout last weekend. Victor Hovland taking it down over Justin Thomas, finishing in second. Big win for Victor Hovland. Big win for Victor Hovland.
Oh, yeah, especially the last 3 tournaments, cut. That's just not a good way to spend your time getting cut from golf tournaments. It's definitely not good for the pocketbook, even though he's not hurting.
Shout out to Wesley Bryan and Brendan Todd. I looked it up today because one of the people I work with, is a cousin of Brendan Todd. Wesley Bryan's actually made more money this year than Brendan Todd on tour. And I was like, wow, that's crazy.
That's wild. So Brendan's not doing well, huh? Because he's PXG, right?
No. He switched swing coaches to get more distance. And
because that's where you're missing cuts.
Yeah, that's where he wanted more distance to compete, and apparently it has not gone well. It has not gone well at all. Zane, your camera is frozen.
I'm doing fine on my end. Can you hear me?
Frozen on mine. I can hear you fine. Your camera's just stuck.
Let me just change cameras again real quick. Am I good? No?
I got no, dude. Your eyes are closed. Your mouth is open.
I literally changed cameras, so like it should be open.
Let me see what it's like on you. If it's fine on YouTube, then it's fine, I guess. But
okay, here I'll look at it on mine.
No, I got it.
No, it's
it's fine on your it's fine on YouTube. So
yeah, your computer just sucks. We were just talking about
apparently it just sucks.
It just sucks. So
anyway. Have you heard of the saga of Victor Hovland and his coaches?
I know he's a cheap bastard. That's what I've heard. I've heard he's a cheap bastard. Like Joe Mayo, obviously. What?
Yeah. Yeah, you can talk about it.
I was just going to say Joe Mayo. So everybody kind of knows this idea is, Victor Hovland, he was struggling with his chipping. And so he sought out the advice of Joe Mayo. Joe Mayo, obviously, he's a golf instructor. He teaches more than just short game, but typically focuses on the short game of golf.
Yeah.
And he's got some good theories, good philosophy with his short game philosophy. I don't subscribe to every single thing he says, but he is. I mean, it definitely works, especially if you're a guy. If you're one of those guys that's really got the chipping yips, Joe Mayo is probably your savior. I mean, he's kind of your solution to the chipping yips. So anyway, Victor Hovland went to him, fixed his chipping. Chipping was great. That's what led him on to making, winning more on tour, winning that season. And then he went on to win the FedEx Cup, the Tour Championship, went on to win that. And so that was awesome, right? It comes with a lot. It comes with a big pay jump, comes with everything. Well, typically, pros, they'll pay the coach a certain percentage, or not only that, they'll start giving them more money just because obviously it's leading to success. And that's, as a coach, you kind of want to see that. I just got my dog a new bed. Shadow, I just got him a new bed. He's loving that thing. So anyway, usually you pay more money, right? Usually you'd pay more money for that.
Yeah.
Well, Victor fire's a strong term. Cut ways with Joe Mayo, because I'm sure Joe Mayo had that discussion where it's like, hey man, like what we worked on led to a great season for you. I'd love to, do a contract with you so that, I can be your exclusive coach. Obviously that gives you more time for me, or more time from me, and all that jazz. Well, apparently that did not go well with Victor Hovland, and Victor Hovland decided to get rid of his coach. Now, I'm not sure what he went on to next. I know he went back to Mayo later.
Dude, it's crazy. I want to see if I can find this video.
Do you have a thread or is it a video?
It was a video. Let me see if I can find it, because I saw it on TikTok a couple days ago. I sent it to you. I don't know if you saw it, but Victor Hovland coaches. Coach change. And if I can't find it here, I'm just going to try and find.
Well, just tell him and talk to me about it.
So, gosh. So, he was with his coach that he had in college for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then he left. Yes.
Yes.
Then he left to go to Joe Mayo.
Okay.
Or no, then he left to go to Grant Waite. And then he goes to Joe Mayo. Then he goes back to Denny Lucas. And now he's back with Grant Waite.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, he's changing coaches like every 2 months. It's crazy.
That's just somebody who just can't figure it out, man. Because here's the thing. What you want to do is you want to pick somebody and stick with them.
Yeah.
Right? You don't want to keep changing. You get too many thoughts in your head. Now, this may have worked out for one tournament, but he missed the last 3 cuts. So he might have a good feeling right now.
I believe this change is this change from Denny Lucas back to Waite is
more permanent,
fairly recent.
Oh, how recent we talking?
Like a month.
Oh, Arnold Palmer Invitational is when he reconnected with Grant Waite.
Yeah.
You ready to hear this? So just ask Grok AI to give us kind of the key points of this. It seems likely that Victor Hovland's swing coaches over the last few years have been Denny Lucas, Grant Waite, and back to Lucas before switching to Grant Waite again. That's crazy. Research suggests that his short game coach Joe Mayo worked with him February 2023 to late 2023, and again from spring 2024 to late 2024. The evidence leans toward him consulting with Dana Dahlquist, who's a good coach, and TJ Yeaton. at different times, adding complexity to his coaching setup. That's just a lot. That's just too many coaches, man. That's too many hands on the
agree.
merchandise.
Yeah,
You know,
that's a lot of cooks in the kitchen.
that's a lot of cooks in the kitchen. Victor Hovland swing coaching, that'd be like somebody coming to me, Jaron, and Branson for lessons.
And then
That's
coming
why
to me for short game.
Well, and then that's why honestly, and some people do that honestly. Like some people will come in and like Branson and Jaron will be talking with them and stuff, and I try to shut up because I just know too many unless I'm asked a question, and I just try to shut up because I know too many voices is just too much for people.
Yeah.
Even 2 is too many, and so. It says Victor Hovland swing coaching. This is the timeline. Has had several changes from 2016 to 2019 during college at OSU. He worked with Denny Lucas. Appears he continued with Denny Lucas after turning pro from 2019 until early 2023. In March 2024, he switched to Grant Waite and then back to Denny Lucas in late 2024. Recently, during the Arnold Palmer Invitational in March 2025, he reconnected with Grant Waite, suggesting Waite is his current swing coach. For a short game, obviously, Joe Mayo was involved from February 2023 to late 2023, and then again from spring 2024 to late 2024, indicating a pattern of on and off collaboration. And this is probably one of those things where Joe Mayo was like, "Hey, man, I want to work with you exclusively," and Hovland was like, "Nah, I'll just work with you on the side." That's what it sounds like. And then it says an unexpected detail is that Hovland has consulted additional coaches like Dana Dahlquist and TJ Yeaton, showing a layered approach to his coaching that goes beyond a single swing or short game coach. That's just too many cooks in the kitchen. I'm sorry.
It really is.
Unless you're gonna be like your own, and there are guys that are like that. I know for a fact, it's not Luke. Ollie Snyder-Jans is his own like guy. Like he'll consult with people, he'll pay them for their time, but he is his own man when it comes to his golf swing. I don't think he would tell you that he has a swing coach. He might currently, but the last time I checked, he just kind of does everything on his own. And there's a lot of guys like that.
So he's like me.
Sure. Okay.
I consult occasionally.
You're like Ollie Snyder-Jans. You're playing for Live too. Yeah. And then I think Luke's kind of the same way. I can't really speak to that. And then obviously I know Vince Whaley takes from both Branson there at the club, and he takes from Cameron McCormick. So Cam McCormick coaches him too. But again, it's one of those things where like I just think the less voices in your head, the better.
Yeah.
I think having one, I think it's fine having like a swing guy and like a short game dude. That's okay to me.
Yeah.
But once you start having like a putting coach, chipping coach, power swing coach, swing coach, like once you start having all those voices in your head, I think that can make golf way too complicated. I really do.
Yeah.
And
I tend to agree.
And hearing Victor Hovland talk about it, like he was feeling pretty lost there for the last 3 starts. It's amazing that he got this back together, and I'm intrigued to see if this sticks. Like, does this stick? Zach, what do you think?
I'm going to be honest. I don't think it will. Okay. I mean, you look at his next event, and I'm assuming is Augusta.
Yeah. Yep.
So, and of course, he did play well at last year.
Wait, no, he's not playing in the Houston? He's not playing in Houston?
So.
Huh.
Let me check.
Let me go Hovland.
He's not on the leaderboard if he is.
Yeah, he's not playing in Houston. I wonder if he's playing in the Valero. Let's see if he's playing in the Valero. He might be skipping it. It doesn't say anything about him playing in the Valero.
So his next start might be Augusta. It's a course that he struggled at in the past. The Valero, did it already happen?
No, it's after Houston, and then they go to Masters. Yep.
So, like, it's a course that he struggled at in the past. I don't know. I don't think it sticks. I would love it to, because I like Victor Hovland. I love his golf swing. But I mean, he struggled with short game almost his entire career. He got it together and put a good tournament up at Augusta last year.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I think
Okay, sorry, my bad.
I think when you got that many guys working on your golf swing, going into a course as tough as Augusta National, there's a lot that can go wrong, especially if you're making changes going into it.
Sure.
Like, he might have been able to put a good tournament together at an easier course, which it's hard to argue that the Houston course isn't easier. But, no, the Valspar, Copperhead's not easier than Augusta. I think it obviously is. But, I don't know. I would be, if I was a betting man, I'd be picking Hovland to miss the cut at Augusta.
Okay.
If I had to pick one way or the other, I would have to I would say miss cut. Because that course, you have to know your game going in. You have to. Because all the lies are going to be weird on slopes. You're hitting into uphill, downhill greens with crazy slopes. You need to know where your ball's going to land. And I think a guy working on his game is going to struggle there instead of a guy that's got it.
I don't think he's working. I mean, obviously, all of them are working on their game to some extent. I don't think that's going to be the issue. I think it's going to be the issue of right now he's gaming off of a feel. What happens when that feel is gone? And that feel can go away very quickly if you don't have it ironed in.
Yeah.
To the move you're trying to do. And you can do it over 4 days, like he showed.
Yeah.
But it's going to be one of those things where it all boils down to, did you make a lasting change, or was it just a fleeting, like, you know what I mean? Was it just a fleeting, like, I felt like this timing thing really worked for me.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying. But anyway, Justin Thomas, little bit of conversation about whether or not he collapsed last week.
Mm-hmm.
Had the tournament in his hands there for a long time. Played really well the final day.
Yep.
I'm trying to pull it up now. Played really well, 5 under par. Mm-hmm. Outscored Victor Hovland on the final day, but then bogeys 18.
Yeah. Of course, I mean, here's the thing. Valspar was playing difficult.
Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong. It was really windy.
Yeah. Yep. I know Vince Whaley.
He was 2 over on his last 3 holes. He got it to 7 under on 15.
I know Vince Whaley didn't make the cut. And he told Branson how difficult it was keeping the ball in play. And it's if you've ever been there, it's a super, there's a lot of narrow holes. There's a lot of pine lining the fairways. Very traditional, tree-lined pine Florida golf course. So it's, you got a lot of pine straw. Yeah, so it's one of those things where, if you're not driving the ball well, you're not going to score well. And that was evident. But JT, you're right. JT played really well the final day. And it's a shame he couldn't get it done. But I think it just goes to show, can't remember who wrote the article, but I think they're right. I think it's only a matter of time before he wins again. He's in peak shape. He's playing well. He's not looking as frustrated, because there for a while, Zach, he was looking like, man, he looked like he hated life.
He was struggling to make cuts.
He was
grinding,
hating life. And so he's no longer doing that. He looks a little more like free out there. Looks a little bit lighter.
Well, he's made all the cuts of the tournaments he's played. He's got 2 runner-ups and 4 top 10s in 8 events.
Exactly. So it's only a matter of time before he wins again. That's the bottom line that I'm trying to say. Anyway, you want to talk about TGL real quick?
Let's talk about TGL real quick.
So they just had their finals.
It's golf.
They just had their keep up. You gotta stick with it. I
know a lot of you tuned out.
Isn't that their slogan? Keep up
It's golf, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, TGL. Everybody clap for Atlanta.
I'm not gonna clap.
You live here. Screw you.
Eh.
So Atlanta Drive ended up winning the finals. I did not watch it.
Zane, why didn't you watch it?
Didn't know what was going on.
Wait, I want to
Do
see.
better.
I want to see if the viewership numbers on the finals are out. Viewership.
Probably are. I feel like they
TGL
always release them like a
finals.
day or two after. Because we always get their viewership numbers. Like they always play on Mondays. We always get their viewership numbers before them. Before the podcast typically airs.
Oh my god!
How trash were they?
So in their final, they pulled 557,000 viewers.
Oh my god! Are you serious?
Yeah. So listen to this. It's down substantially from the same window last year, which was the NIT. Which pulled
a backup basketball championship.
Yeah.
That nobody watches.
It was a quarterfinal. It wasn't even the championship. It was the NIT quarterfinal.
A backup basketball championship
between Georgia and Oregon State.
That's insane. A backup basketball championship beats out SoFi Arena.
And 12 TGL matches on ESPN this season. The final ranked 5th in viewership.
That's insane, dude. That's so sad. I'm sad. Like that's unbelievable. And here I was about to buy an Atlanta Drive hat because they won the finals. Damn. That's insane. That's all I can say about that. I mean, I can't say much more than that. I do want to say something. I wrote down a little note here. I just wanted to share it with everybody. Can you see that?
Dan getting paid.
Dan getting paid. So I shared this with Zach. Can we share it? Can I share my screen?
Yeah, go ahead.
I shared this with Zach. Let's go. There it is.
I think I saw this on my own before.
Oh, this is insane. This is just a crazy take. So Dan Rappaport says TGL a huge success in year one. Plain and simple. Period. He said so many viral moments. Additive to the current landscape without taking anything away.
Well, not if you ask.
Not if you ask the basketball tournament.
Well, not if you ask Charlie Hoffman either.
Yeah.
I mean, he literally wrote a letter saying it was taking away.
Oh, did he really?
You don't remember that?
No.
Like 4 episodes ago.
No, he didn't say it was taken away. He said something along the lines of we want this to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we want this to be the number that we hit, and they didn't hit it. That's what it was. Unless I'm thinking of a different letter.
I think you're thinking of a different letter.
Can you pull up what you're thinking of?
Yeah, hold on.
All right.
You keep talking.
Yeah, so he said, enjoyed it way more than I thought I would, and I think a ton of people feel the same way. Now, let's go ahead and play this video. This is obviously to win the
hole in 2 points. This horse are doing it again. Yes!
So they won the hole, and then ended up winning the match. So,
all right.
I mean, don't get me wrong. That's pretty hype. That's pretty cool. And like a lot of the X people on X will agree with me, I need to know what's happening. You know, I need to know that it's going on. If I'm not getting notified that it's happening, I can't watch the thing. You know, and I do know because a lot of the people I know have been going to SoFi Arena to enjoy time there watching a match. I do know it's a pretty great atmosphere, pretty awesome. I know that from college golfers that I've known. I know that from other people, some business people that have been there. It is a cool feel and a cool vibe that you get in that arena. But at the same time, I need to, at home, because it's obviously televised, I need to feel that same kind of energy. And we talked about that, and I need to know what's happening.
Yeah.
If I don't know what's happening, I can't tune in.
Very true.
There's got to be some level of funding that goes toward advertisement, especially in year one. You'd think this would be the year they'd be blasting it. You'd think it'd be every other YouTube ad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what you'd think they do.
They're just all the advertising I've seen is on ESPN.
Yes, that's exactly right. And no YouTube ads, even though this is their answer for like YouTube golf. Like this is kind of like that more viral, more instant action, right?
Yeah.
This is what they're doing. This is exactly what you said 2 episodes ago. And they just don't do it. So, Dan, you got to be getting this. You got to be doing this. That's the only way you have that opinion. I mean, do you agree, Zach? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, if Dan Rappaport's such an interesting character in the landscape of golf, I just think I literally think Dan Rappaport. It's one of those guys that's like too deep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's in too deep. There's only one way he can go.
Mm-hmm.
And so he goes that way. It seems like a lot of time there's not a lot of thinking going on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think this guy literally, as much and hand up, I watch a lot of golf content. I think
Sure.
I think he's almost immune to criticizing anything golf related. Outside, I don't even think he'll criticize a player.
I think you might be right.
Because I think he's afraid he's going to lose that access.
Yep.
But like Dan needs to realize he's got an audience. And if you have an audience, he does have an audience, Dan.
Yeah, he's got something.
He's got an audience.
He's got more of an audience than we do.
Very true. He's got an audience. And with an audience comes, number one, power.
Mm-hmm.
You're allowed to say what you think. I mean, look at Stephen A. Smith right now beefing with LeBron. I know, Zane, you might not know anything about this.
I actually do. Yeah, because he said something about Bronny.
Yeah.
See, I stay up with current events.
But, like, Stephen A. Smith can beef with LeBron because he's Stephen A. Smith, right?
Sure.
Some podunk reporter for ESPN's, the guy that runs SportsCenter, isn't going to be beefing with LeBron James.
Uh-huh.
All right?
I think a better example would probably be like, nobody, like, if you've got, say, like, I know I'm going to be like Colin Cowherd here for a second, but like you're Sean Hannity. Like, people are going to come, like, interview with you. So you're not going to lose instant access because you took an unpopular opinion.
Yeah.
Because
your name means something in the industry.
But I think you're right. I think you're 100% right. And you got to take the hit. Here's the thing. To be an honest broker in this world, you have to take some licks every now and then, whether that be with the access you get. But if you're not willing to criticize the power, like, I'm not going to do the truth to power thing, but if you're not willing to criticize the established regime, like the way of thinking about certain things, what are you there for?
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
You're kind of there to speak up for us, the average viewer.
Yeah.
Kind of there to be that honest voice.
Yeah.
You're not there to be a cheerleader. And to see him go like, oh, it's a huge success. I mean, here's the thing, Zach. If he had come out in that tweet and instead said, oh, TGL was a mixed bag. It's a really great product. I really enjoyed being there. I went to a couple matches, which I saw he did. Went to a couple matches. It was awesome atmosphere. However, we just need to get the word out. It's got to spread the word, got to make it a little more television friendly. That kind of deal. I could get behind. I could get behind a tweet like that. What I can't get behind is the shilling. I can't get behind the shilling on any fronts. I don't care if I hate the Pro Live X accounts. I hate them because they always just shill. They're just shilling for Live. And it's like, I don't want to shill for Live. There's a lot of aspects about Live I don't like. And so, it's one of those things where I think in this life, I think your short-term rewards will be money. Hence that. I think your short-term rewards will be the instant gratification. I think long-term, though, I think you get down to the end of life, I'm going to remember you and other people are going to remember you for what you told them. You know what I mean? Yeah. They're going to remember you for the veracity of your opinions and of your
and here's the thing.
And of your takes.
Like we said, I think it was weeks and weeks ago, but ESPN would have, they said they wanted 50 or 500,000 viewers in that time slot, and their championship match was barely able to meet that.
Mm-hmm.
Your championship match,
yeah, and the other ones were nowhere near it.
We saw the chart. The end of this.
We saw the chart; it just shot down.
Yeah. But this is the letter I was talking about with Charlie Hoffman. Let me pull it back up here. Where he said, this is talking about strengthening the tour. If we truly care about strengthening our tour, we should be supporting as many PGA Tour events as we can. Mm-hmm. Many of you keep saying you want to play fewer events, yet you still find time for TGL, Race to Dubai, and other non-PGA Tour events, and that's going to continue regardless of field size.
Keep going.
The best competition happens when the best players go head-to-head in a deep, competitive field, not in small, limited entry events that leave deserving players on the outside looking in. This tour was built upon open competition where anyone with the game to compete has a chance to prove it against the best. That's what has made our tour special for generations, and we need to keep pushing for that.
100%.
That's what I was. That's what I was talking about. That's not necessarily true that TGL isn't subtracting anything from the game.
Yeah. Well, he's 100%
right. Or rather, that no one thinks that TGL is subtracting.
Can we say this? I mean, he was 100% right with that letter. I mean, that is just 100% accurate. They always say, this falls on the live guys too, that talk about we don't want to play as much. And then you get some guys that had said that also playing in as many Asian tour events as they can, even though they've got the bag, from joining live or whatever. Or their contract.
Yeah, I would argue that's to get OWGR points, but
sure,
I see what you're saying.
Sure, but those don't carry as much weight as even Corn Ferry events. So. You know what I mean?
But I mean, if it's the only place you can go to earn that, then
yeah, I guess. But still, it's one of those things where I don't think doing those Asian tour events is going to get you enough OWGR points to be able to qualify for.
Probably won't
majors. You know what I mean?
All I'm saying is that I can understand the reasoning there.
Sure. But yeah, it's just one of those things where I think, I just think that it's one of those things. I keep saying that. God, I got verbal diarrhea over here.
I just think it's one of those things.
Yeah. But yeah, Charlie, Hoffman, he had a great letter that said everything that we'd been saying for a while. And that was, these guys wanting the PGA Tour to win out and talking about legacy, talking about heritage and tradition. They're doing all these things that take away from the heritage and tradition
Yeah.
of the tour. So you
Yeah.
can't have your cake and eat it too. Either
Yeah.
you are going to be the answer to live, which is, hey, we're going to stick to the traditional way of doing things, or you're going to go and
make your
do
own
more
live.
live stuff, or you're going to make your own live and do your own live
Yeah.
stuff. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah.
All righty. Well, let's go ahead and talk about the Texas Children's Houston Open.
Houston.
This is going to be some people's last chance to get in to Augusta,
The dance.
the big dance, the Masters.
Yeah. A tradition unlike any other.
That's what they say. Right now, Alejandro Tosti is leading the event at 5 under par, tied with Ryan Gerard and Keith Mitchell and Taylor Pendrith, all at 5 under par. Round 1 was suspended, so not everyone has completed their round.
That's correct.
So we'll see how that plays out. Ryan Palmer not playing well. Will Chandler not playing well. Jimmy Walker not playing well. They probably won't see the weekend in Houston.
Yep. And they'll only have one more chance. They'll only have one more chance there at the Valero.
Yeah. A couple guys looking on the outside looking in toward Augusta. Currently tied for 18th at 2 under par. You have Jake Knapp 3 off the lead.
Uh-huh. He's not in?
He's not in.
Ooh. Okay.
You have Davis Riley also at 2 under par, 3 off the lead. A couple other guys.
Is Emiliano Grillo in?
I don't believe so.
Well, he'd be one to look at.
I don't see him in this event. Or
He's tied for 18th.
Is he?
Yep.
Okay. I believe Adam Hadwin, outside looking in, he's at 1 under, 4 off the lead.
Uh-huh.
Ricky Fowler, 1 under, 4 off the lead. So a couple
He's
bigger.
not in?
He is not in. So a couple big names still looking to get that invite to the Masters. All of them would need a win this week in order to get that invite. So either this week or next week to get that invite. So important holes of golf are being played. Important holes of golf are being played.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yep. And after this, they only have that Valero. So they only have the Valero in San Antonio, played at TPC San Antonio. So anyway, so real quick, just wanted to, a lot of people are talking about Angel Cabrera. He will be the first convicted felon to play in a Masters tournament. Zach, what are your thoughts on this situation? I just think it's rather funny.
He was arrested for domestic abuse, yeah?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised they kept that invite open.
I am too. You would have thought that
someone like that, as strict as they are about who they let in their event.
I guess they wanted to stick to tradition, and they just wanted to make sure. I don't know that he gets in.
That's pretty shocking because I think it's who was it? Is it? I think a big amateur still hasn't been invited to the Masters.
Really?
Like a big name amateur.
Oh, who? Like Blades Brown? Like who are we talking about? Well, he's not an amateur.
Luke Clinton set to miss the 2025 Masters.
Well, he's a pro now. He got his card.
He is a pro now, I guess.
He's not an amateur. Yeah. Neither is Blades Brown.
Never mind.
So Angel Cabrera, he is set to return to Augusta National for the Masters after serving a prison sentence for domestic abuse charges. This news reported on March 3rd, 2025 has sparked controversy with some fans expressing concern over PR implications given his conviction and past behavior. Yeah, I would say that'd probably be a reason not to invite the guy. So my opinion, honestly, I'm a big traditional guy, and I'm I get people will serve their time, whatever. He did his punishment. I do think this is an exception. I think you don't invite the guy. I think you say, "Hey, man, you're expelled.
Yeah.
You're expelled from the tournament. We won't take away your green jacket or your accomplishment, but
Yeah.
to play again,
Yeah.
especially when you're not even in like a contender, like you're not gonna win.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like taking away Tigers, playing.
So here are some more notable names not making the Masters as
Okay.
of today. Gary Woodland.
Really?
Adrian Maronk.
That's not that much.
Matt Wallace. Daniel Berger. Louis Oosthuizen. And David Puig.
Those aren't that surprising.
I think the Oosthuizen one's a little surprising. I
Nah.
don't know if he's not.
He's on
lately,
live, so he's unable to get the OWGR points. And
he is
and
on
on
live.
top
I
of
forgot.
that, he never won the Masters, even though he did hole out on hole 12. No, not hole 12. What's that? Is it hole 2? Which is the par 5?
I think it's hole 12, isn't it?
I think it might be hole 2.
It was middle of the round. It wasn't early.
I can't remember. It's the one that's kind of sidewinds. I know the whole. Masters tournament. Sorry, Augusta National scorecard. I can tell you right now, Augusta National.
It's not hole 12.
Scorecard.
It's hole 13.
Yeah.
Azalea.
No. It's not hole 13. I don't know.
It's not?
No. It's in the front 9. I know.
Yellow Jasmine?
I have to see it. I know exactly what it looks like. Why did I put scoreboard? I'm an idiot. Oh my God. Scorecard. Thank you.
Are you sure it's not Yellow Jasmine?
I'm thinking it's hole 2, bud. Hole 2 or hole 8?
Early. I think that's what I'm saying. Hole 8 is
Masters.
Yellow Jasmine. I think it's hole 8.
Let's see. Hold
Hold
on. Now I have to know. It's hole 2. I know I'm right. No, why did I doubt myself? I know the Masters. I want to go there so bad. I cry every night because I've never been. And so I knew it was hole 2. That's obvious. It's the oblong green. It's got the green side bunker on the right, green side bunker on the left. Nobody ever goes in the bunker on the left, typically. Everybody either ends up in the bunker on the right.
Oh,
yeah,
it was
absolutely,
hole 2.
it was
oh
hole
my
2.
God.
He hits this beautiful shot from up there on the hill all the way down. It hits the middle of the front of the green, rolls back down. It's kind of funny that they have that picture because that's exactly where he holed out. It hits that ridge, rolls all the way down, and goes into the hole. Yeah, it was one of the coolest shots of all time.
One of only 4 albatrosses.
It was one of the coolest shots of all time,
Augusta
and they
National.
missed. It's so funny that I always talk about this. It's hilarious because he can make it from 200 plus yards out, but he fails to even hit high five. It's just
Yes, the
high five did not
I remember that.
the shot hit.
Failed it.
High five did not.
Yeah.
hit. So, yeah. So if you did a prop bet on making the high five, you lost money. If you made the prop bet on him nailing it from over 200 yards, you won it. So hopefully you didn't take both bets. That would be bad. So yeah, you'd end up nil. I don't think Zach, if you actually did that bet, let's say you real time, you did that bet.
Mm-hmm.
You put $10 on it.
Yeah.
Do you think you lose money or gain money if you make both those bets?
Both of those?
I think you lose money. I think the odds.
I think
Do
you
you
get
really?
money. I think you get a lot of money, actually. Yeah.
Really?
The odds of someone hitting that shot are so low.
But the odds
so
of
you
hitting
get
the high five are so high.
I understand. I don't think it's as high as the other one is low.
Sure, that makes sense.
Like, you got to think, one of 4 albatrosses
In
ever at
history.
Augusta
Yeah, I get it,
National.
It is.
I
It is
imagine there's
funny,
been a
though.
lot
It
more missed
is
high
funny.
fives. There's probably been a lot more missed high fives at Augusta
I've seen a
National.
couple. I've seen a couple missed high fives
Albatrosses.
on the course, like hole
There
in
you
ones
go.
and stuff.
It was bad. Too.
Oh,
it was
dude,
like
it was-
forearms.
it was looked like a special bus. You know, this is like on the special bus.
Yeah,
Short bus shoddy. For those of you that remember that.
I think you'd make a lot of money though if you
Probably.
made both of those.
Yeah.
But anyway,
All right. Well, that's all I got. Zach, you got anything else for tonight?
we got one more thing to talk about, Zane. It's your favorite topic.
Oh, God. I'm going to leave.
Your favorite topic. I don't know why you're saying, "Oh my gosh, you knew we were talking."
I was
about
hoping
this tonight."
you'd forget.
I
was hoping you'd forget.
You knew we were talking about
I was
this
hoping
tonight.
you'd forget.
So I'm gonna go ahead and share my.
To be fair to the people
here.
at home, if you're watching, Zach wanted this. So you're getting it because Zach wanted it.
This is a big
You're
deal.
getting it because
This is a
Zach
big
wanted
deal.
this. Not Zane,
This
not
is a
the
big
good
deal.
Smith brother, not the guy who doesn't know where his ball is going. From actual super nerd, you got this.
Ready, set, duel. We're about to crown 2 new kings of Miami. This is the Duels. 12 players, 6 teams, all legends in their own right. And for the first time, stepping inside the ropes together. Grant Horvat and Phil Mickelson, George Bryant and Dustin Johnson, Fat Perez and Cameron Smith, Rick Shields and Joaquin Neiman, Luke Kwan and Bubba Watson, and Wesley Bryan with Sergio Garcia. And the stakes? The biggest prize pool in creator golf history. But this isn't just about the money. It's about pride, respect, legacy. Because in Miami, there's no hiding. You bring your game or get left behind. 6 teams, 2 crowns, and no one's backing down. Ready, set, the Duels, Miami.
This is
There you
so
go.
stupid.
The Duels
This
Miami.
is as
Zane, what do you
stupid
think?
as the Creator Classic. This might be dumber. And
How
I
is
know
this dumber
Liv
than the
people are gonna
Creator
come at
Classic?
me like, this is better. This is so much better. Dude, this is dumb.
Wait.
This is just straight
Zane,
dumb, bro.
Zane,
Straight dumb.
I think
This is
I
we're
think
talking
you're
about
100%
legacy. It's a 2v2v2v2v2 legacy. What are you talking about? Play that again? Can you play it again?
me too.
Please play it again. Were
Want me
you
to play
trying
it
to
again?
get me on the 2v2v2v2v2?
Yeah, you
I
were
was
one
not.
off.
I said it exactly right. And even if I didn't, I
About
did.
to crown 2 new kings of Miami. This is the Duels. 12 players, 6 teams, all legends in their own right. And for the first time, stepping inside the ropes together. Grant Horvat and Phil Mickelson.
I don't know who Luke Kwan is when it comes to legends in their own right. What the hell?
You don't
I
know who
who
Luke Kwan is?
Legends in their own right. Baloney. You can say that maybe. You can say
Luke
that
Kwan.
maybe about Bubba Watson. Maybe. It's like a maybe. And he's only a legend.
Wait, hold on. Bubba Watson is a legend. in his own
Get
right.
the back the F up. Back
The only
Beep.
person listed that I would say is not a legend in their own right, and it's not because I don't think he's a great golfer. I think he's an extremely good golfer. But the only one I would say is not a legend in their own right is Cam Smith.
What? What? Out of all those people that aren't a legend in their own right, you think Luke Kwan is more of a legend than Cam Smith, who won the freaking Open?
I was talking about the professional golfers. I didn't like.
Luke
I
Kwan
didn't like
is
your
the
Bubba
professional
Watson plan.
golfer.
Luke
He's
Kwan is
playing
not a
with Rick
professional golfer.
Shields, the creator.
No, Zane, you need to pay attention. Luke Kwan is a
I don't
YouTuber.
know. That's how much I
Luke
don't
Kwan
know.
is playing with Bubba
That's how much I
Watson.
don't-
Luke Kwan is playing
Back
with
it up.
Bubba Watson.
I want
Literally
to
told
see
you
this.
2
I want to
seconds
see
ago.
it again. Back it up. We're gonna play this a third time.
Oh no. Hold
So
on.
who's playing
There we
with
go.
Rick Shields?
Together, Grant Horvat,
Horvat and
Phil
Phil.
Mickelson,
Okay, that's
George
one.
Bryant and Dustin Johnson,
Okay,
Pat
that's two.
Perez and Cameron Smith,
Okay.
Rick Shields and Joaquin Neiman,
Okay.
Luke Kwan and Bubba Watson, and
Okay.
Wesley Bryan with Sergio Garcia.
Luke Kwan is not a
By the way,
legend. That's crazy.
I would agree.
I don't
Luke Quan's
even
probably
know
the
him.
smallest
I don't
name
even
there.
now. I don't know him because I was thinking he was just some Asian tour live guy.
No, he's a good golfer. I mean, he played D1 college golf. I believe he failed to qualify for the PGA Tour on through the Corn Ferry. I think he's played in Corn Ferry events. I'd have to double check that. He used to be on Good though. He used to be on Good. Now he's got his own thing, kind of like Grant does.
Yeah. This is just one of those things. I don't care. I mean, I just.
I listen.
It's about
here's the thing.
respect. It's about legacy. Legacy. This thing is new. What are we talking about? Legacy. That's like them saying, dude.
Be the
I'd
king
say
of
the
Miami,
same
man.
thing if they said that in a TGL commercial. It's about legacy. Legacy.
I think honestly, I think the only reason that's in there is a jab at the PGA Tour.
No way. That's a jab. No way. That's a jab. No,
I think it
not.
is. I think it's a bop. Go ask us, Scotty.
That-
Bop.
No,
There you go. How's
that's
that
not,
for legacy?
That's not it, bro. That ain't it. That ain't it, Chief. That ain't it,
is.
Chief. Play it one more time. Play it one more time. I just gotta see. Yeah,
From the
I gotta see
beginning
this
or
other
from
thing
here?
again. Well, from there, from after where it introduces the players.
And the stakes,
There.
the biggest prize pool in creator golf
Like,
history.
that's a cool
But this
byline.
isn't just about
Okay, keep going.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Keep going. You can
Okay.
keep going.
I'm just trying to
You
make
can
sure you
keep
get all your
going.
points in.
It's about pride, respect, legacy.
Respect.
Because in Miami, there's no hiding.
What does
You
that
bring
even
your
mean?
game
In Miami,
or get-
there's no hiding. What does that even mean? I don't even know what that means.
You don't know what that
in
means?
Miami, there's no hiding. What, from the cops?
No. Well, there is pretty good
I was
hiding
about
from
to
the cops
say.
in Miami.
What does it mean?
No. They're about to explain it, Zane.
There's no
Get
hiding.
left behind.
You bring your game or you get left behind. You bring your best stuff.
Zach, we could make a better commercial than this. This is
I
trash.
100%
This is
agree.
trash.
But I've actually gotten pretty
This
good
is-
at editing
You have
lately.
gotten better.
So
You
I
have
agree
gotten
I can
better
make
at
a better
editing.
commercial
You're
than
so much
this.
better at editing. This is trash. This is just a trash commercial. Just admit it. Zach, don't be a live shield. Don't be a live shield.
I'm not being a listen, all I'm saying, this is better than the Creator Classic at TPC Sawgrass.
Sure, but maybe not. I don't know.
I think it is. And
It's a
I'll tell
better
you why.
format
It's
than
very
that.
simple. It's a better format, number one, and they got the right people.
Okay, fair. Yes. 100% actually, because I don't know. Of course, I don't know Luke Kwan, but I didn't know more than half of the people that played in the Creator Classic. So
Well,
that's fair.
There's no reason Trent from Barstool should be playing in
absolutely
that
not.
event.
And I don't care
No
what
reason.
the X accounts say about like this is what we need. Whenever he's dunking them in the water on 17, it's like
he
this
shoots
is
like-
ridiculous.
he's like- He shot like a 62 on the back nine or something. It's like, what does that bring
weren't
to
you
the table?
on our podcast saying like this is funny, this is great?
It was
Oh my
funny.
God, Zach flip flop. Zach agrees with me now.
No. The reason I'm saying this is the right people is just because if you're a YouTube golf fan, these are guys you know. Hate to say it, Barstool Golf is not that big on YouTube. Barstool Golf is big in Barstool.
Fair.
Everyone on YouTube Golf, everyone that watches YouTube Golf watches the Bryan brothers. So Wesley and George is a must-have. Grant Horvat, must-have. Rick Shields is the biggest golf YouTuber on the planet. I know he just signed the
And
contract
that might
with
be
Liv.
a stipulation as to why he didn't play in the Creator Classic. You do realize that we talked about this.
But this is not the first Creator Classic.
fair. That's actually a great point. They didn't invite him last time either.
They didn't invite him to the
That's
last one.
true. Yeah.
How do you not invite the biggest golf creator on the planet to
That's
play in the
fair.
Creator Classic? And you invite his friend, Peter Finch, who has a much smaller channel,
And who is
onto that
way
same event.
less
They
entertaining.
live in the same
I
country.
can't listen to Peter Finch.
I think Peter Finch is funny, but that's beside the point.
Listen, and again, if you're Peter Finch and you're hearing this, there's no way you're hearing this. But if you are hearing this, like, there's nothing against you. It's just I don't watch you, so I have no problem with you. I just don't watch you because I don't find you.
I think Peter Finch
I
is
don't
a
find
funny
you
guy.
entertaining.
But they got the Bryan brothers. They got
Hey, you
Grant
stop it.
Horvat.
Hey.
That's three of
Go ahead.
the big names that the PGA Tour got right. That's three of the big names PGA Tour got right. Pat Perez, another big name that PGA Tour got right. But the fact that the PGA Tour, as far as I know, because I listened to Rick Shields' podcast, and I've watched content with him and the Bryan brothers where they talked about Rick Shields not getting invited to the Creator Classic and Peter Finch getting invited to the Creator Classic.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I know, the PGA Tour hasn't even reached out to him. That's a miss.
Yeah.
He's the biggest creator on the planet. Give the guy a phone call.
I agree. It is kind of weird, though. I didn't hear Bryson DeChambeau in that list of names.
Yeah, it is weird that he's not playing in this.
And
But,
maybe that's to give more exposure to the other guys. I don't know.
I mean,
He's
I don't
not
think
hurting for exposure.
No, he
Maybe it
not
is to
hurting
give
for
them more exposure. And if that's the case, then yeah, it's smart, I guess. But if you want eyeballs, why not I don't.
Well, I have a quick question. Were all those guys on different teams
Yeah.
besides the Crushers?
Yeah. Oh no, I don't
I
know.
think
I
that's a
don't
good-
know. I don't know that. I don't know that for sure.
Let me go back.
No, play it.
Let
And
me
we'll
go
see.
back.
We can see what they're wearing. I think
I'm
they
gonna go
are
back
all on
to
different
where they-
teams. Because most of
think
them are
they were.
captains.
12 players, 6 teams, all legends in their own right. And for the first time, stepping inside the ropes together. Grant Horvat and Phil Mickelson, George
Yeah, high
Bryant
flyers.
High
and
flyers.
Dustin Johnson,
Yeah, he's
Pat
at 4-8.
Perez
4-8.
and Cameron Smith, Rick
Rippers.
Shields
Rippers.
and Joaquin Neiman, Luke
Cork.
Kwan and Bubba Watson, and Wesley
Range goes.
Bryan
Range
with
goes.
Sergio Garcia.
Yeah, they're all
and the
different.
States-
Fireballs. I think that's good.
Yeah,
I think that they should have had one
for
probably
every team.
for
every team.
Majestics
That would have been
or
smart.
for every team.
So that would
That would have been smart, but it does help create that, like, they're trying to create this team atmosphere, and they're really going for it, and I appreciate them not going away from it.
I think we've talked about this. The one step that they need to take next, and they're not going to, is link the teams to a geographical location.
I will say, I think there's a couple that are
No. Don't give them this. Don't do it. Don't do it because they're not. Because it doesn't say anything on their websites because they all have their own websites.
I know it doesn't say anything on their website.
about Majestics being linked to the UK. So don't give them that. Don't give them that.
that the Australian
No.
YouTubers that I have watched connect with Rippers.
Don't do it. Just again, they need to link it to a geographical location, whether that be the Rippers being
I
Australia. And again, this doesn't mean that the players have to be from that geographical location, because just like any
No.
other team in, like, you have people from Florida playing for Ohio State, like you don't have.
Yeah.
We've never agreed that you need to have the same people in the geographical region playing for it, except for like
Yeah.
the Little League World Series. So, or the Olympics. But this is one of those things where it'd be really great if you did link the Majestics to the UK, and you did link the High Flyers to, say, the West Coast, and you did link the Range Goats to, say, the Midwest. It'd be great for the brand, I think, and it would make
I 100%
it would make
agree.
it would make
100%
people
agree
have
with you.
like a bought-in feeling, like they want their team to
But
win.
I think it's a good idea to have every player be from a different team in this event.
Yeah, I mean, they should
I think
just have a
that's
team for each
incredibly
team.
smart.
They should have a team for each team.
Yeah.
with
I
a
100% agree.
creator, and maybe the problem was a lack of creators. Maybe they need to give a shout out to your boys at Beerly Out of Bounds.
Listen, we'll play with
Yeah,
Bryson
listen,
DeChambeau.
Bryson, if you want to play down, Brooks.
Listen, we're
I'm a
creators.
We're
We're creators. I have a YouTube channel with
Yeah.
20 subscribers.
So hit me up. You know what I'm saying? Give me a call.
But that's the last thing I want to cover. I think this is a much better idea than just the Creator Classic, especially if there's no, I don't know, if there's no incentive to put like your best player forward, like Barstool did with Trent. He's at best the 4th best player at Barstool. Like, if there's no incentive to put your best player forward for the Creator Classic, I don't see the fun in it.
Yeah, I agree.
I think there's like, I like Grant Horvat in the Creator Classic. I like Wesley and George Bryan in the Creator Classic. That other guy from No Laying Up, who's a pretty good golfer, I liked him in the Creator Classic, even though he has a shitty podcast with shitty opinions. And I'd say that to his face. But if you're gonna do the Creator Classic, do it right. If you're gonna do a stroke play event, do it right. If you're gonna do a team event, you get the most eyeballs.
Yeah.
This gets the most eyeballs.
I would argue it doesn't, but all right. I don't think this gets the most eyeballs. I think if your argument was get the most eyeballs, you gotta get Bryson in there.
I would agree with that, but short of having Bryson on there, I think this is the best way to get eyeballs.
Maybe. Yet to see. This is just one of those things that, will bear it.
I'm going to watch this.
Well, okay, Zach, we'll watch this. This will bear fruit if that was the, if they do things right, this will obviously be watched. But
by the way, Grant Horvat cashed in a professional event. So shout out to Grant Horvat. Watched his video this week. He played in a professional event in Jupiter.
Did he actually?
I think he was last cash.
Cashing counts, Cash is king.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That's fine by
100%.
me.
But all right, that's all we have for tonight's episode, I believe, unless Zane forgot about something and now remembers.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna beat you next monthly match. By the way, we need to get that thing scheduled because we're behind right.
Whenever I get a schedule
and get a day off, yeah, you back up whenever you get a day off.
And then I'll text you my schedule next week. We'll set that up. I would be shocked if you didn't beat me in next week's month or this next monthly match. It might be next week. It's gonna have to be because of running time for March. But although I guess technically we could skip March and do April because the first monthly match was filmed in February and just didn't get uploaded till March. So, but thank you guys for watching, listening, tuning in to this week's episode of the Beerly Football Podcast. Remember, if you would like to check out our Teespring store, that link is in the description. And if you think my outfit is super fly, you can check out the other link in the description. Go to Yoda Golf, and you can get a 15% discount if you use that link in the description below. We will see you guys next week to talk all about what happened in Houston and lead into the Masters.
I don't get it.